So how's it going, guys? And I just want you to know that I've spent some time this morning taking advantage of what I need to do, get my mind right for this afternoon to help you guys finish off a great week of the instruction portion of practice. And I just know it's going to be awesome. So I've created this thing, and I want you to know that there's not going to be too much new stuff on it that you don't understand. And so I've got you guys at specific spots. I'm going to go over it here on this video feed, and then we'll hit on it again once we get together at 5:15 today or 5:30 whenever you get there. But we'll get squared away, and I'm excited to have this happen. So if you're looking at the schedule here, you'll notice that again we're starting with the 102 and 10, the dynamic stretch, right? So we're all stretching, no big deal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to break the kids off. We'll have the four groups: Bengals, Chiefs, 49ers, and Rams. And we're going to basically spend 10 minutes of time in which they're going to do specific things related to a position: offensive line, running backs, quarterbacks, and receivers. And so, I have you guys stationed at these spots as a partner or partnership with a couple other guys. So well, you guys can lock in and you're going to do the exact same thing 4 times in a row. Now, here's the important piece. Please listen to me. I'm hoping that you guys at this point have gotten to know your players a little bit. You got to know their names. We're going to need to build out, me and Coach Valentin, we're going to need you guys to tell us when we come through and we have these rotations, we want a player from their group, somebody from your group to let us know who the best linemen were when you had that lineman station, who the best running backs were, who the best 49er, quarterbacks were, and who was the best wide receivers. We've given them a chance all week to kind of work the drills that we're going to work here. And it's not about like, hey, this kid's a superstar, because I think we'll have a couple that are going to be good at all 4 of these things. There's going to be a couple that can't do certain things. And we can't have 4 quarterbacks when we do this. We're hoping to have 2 quarterbacks. We're hoping to have 2 sets of running backs, fullback and tailback. And we're hoping to have 2 sets of receivers, maybe 1 set, does not matter. And then the linemen. And we're looking to put this all together. And I'll show you the play that we're going to be running later on, and you're going to see how what we've done on Wednesday and Thursday has built up to this culminating evening. All right, so Hank, Dave, and Braden are going to work on the agility bag, Handshield, offensive line work, which is, again, just the board drill. And instead of you guys building up the incremental steps where you do the whole bird dog drill, jump right in. Coach them up, have a good time. You guys hold the hand shields and have them come off and hit that thing and do the whole piece. It's a base drive block. Coming off, shoot the hands, explode, hit it. If they're not doing those things, then break it back down, Barney style. But you have 10 minutes to cover that and evaluate the guys on there who you think are going to be the linemen. Again, keeping a mindset of all the groups and all the kids we have in this 101 group. All right? So you'll have time to do that. And then during the rotation piece, you'll need to come to Coach and we'll need to put down those linemen down, okay? And the same thing's true for the Chiefs. Running backs, all right, we're going to work on catching the toss and run through the step over drill. And so now what we want to do is we want to find the kids that are going to step and then come back. So that jab, step, and come back and run through the agility bags and explode through, carrying the ball the correct way. And you need to let them know that's what you're evaluating. I need you to add a fullback on there, right? So add a fullback on there who leads through, and he doesn't lead through the backs necessarily, but he can fit up on a block. Or make sure you work that part of the drill. So you can do the toss and run to, and which way are we running toss? That's a good point. I'd have them only going to the left because we're going to run sweep to the left only. So we're going to run sweep to the left, and we're going to run boot to the right. That's it. Just sweep to the left, boot to the right. And so you guys can kind of think about that. For the linemen, that means that you probably want to step off left foot, drive. Does not matter. If the kids step to the right or left on a base block, I don't care today. All right, so being that said, you're only going to have the kids go left. And then what I want you to do is break down that fullback and have him work on working left and blocking the guy in space as we would when we run our sweep, okay? Make sure you guys, we'll go over that in a minute. So with the quarterbacks, Landon and Caleb, so that'll be Navoria and Zakis, okay? For the quarterbacks, Landon and Caleb are going to concentrate on making sure these guys know how to throw the ball. We need to have a quarterback that can reverse open. Again, we're running to the left, so he's going to reverse open away from the call and then give a soft pitch to that kid going to the left. And then we want him to fake boot to the right. Fake boot to the right. And then you work on the rollout, doing the exact same thing, but instead of tossing the ball, chest, rotate, throw. Okay? So show them how to hide it, and they boot out, and then just have them throw to a target down the field. All right? Could be Caleb, could be Landon, can be whoever it is. Again, trying to find the best two quarterbacks that can do those things for us. Everybody's going to come through and get an evaluation. And then for the Rams, Macon and Lee, you'll be there. And you guys are going to work on a stalk block, all right, using the Handshield. And then have them running the drag. Have them running the drag and the go route. When I show the layout of these plays, then you guys will be able to figure out how you should set your drills up. Good to go? All right. Any questions for that? Because if you do, think about them, write them down, and let's talk about them when we get to school. And so what will happen is now the Bengals will be here, okay? They'll do the offensive line work. The Chiefs will be doing the running backs work. The 49ers will be doing the quarterback work. And then the Rams will be doing the wide receiver work. And then when we rotate, the Rams will go to the offensive line. The 49ers will go to the stock blocking. The Chiefs will go to the toss sweep. The Bengals will go to the running back drill. So you want to set the field up for this drill where maybe the Bengals, right, or the first group is over to the left, right, closest to the stadium. And then we work across the field, giving yourself enough space because we have 20 yards, right? And we have that out of bounds area. But that way the kids can see the rotation. We're working to our left, working that way and then rotating around. And then Coach Valentin and I will continue to help you guys move the kids along. You guys are running the same drills, having a good time. We'll help jump in where necessary, but it's y'all's deal. Same stuff we've been doing all week long. And I know that you'll have a good time with it. But again, we need to get an idea. If there's 17, 20 kids, we need to get, two quarterbacks if we can, maybe two sets of running backs, maybe just, three, but try to separate because we don't want a kid doing both. All right. I want to be able to say, okay, here's the first group. Let's go ahead and do that. Or here's group two. Let's go ahead and do that and go out there and have them run this against you guys. Good to go? That's how it looks. Now we organize that into position groups, okay? We're going to come down to do team install. You can see it, 7:15 team install. We're going to do this all together, and we're preparing to do this. If you look at it, at the top, Liz, sweep left. Notice I'll have all the camp counselors lined up on top of the guys, like we're blitzing, and we're literally going to run sweep left. You guys can kind of see that, all right? Liz, sweep left. And so that's where we're working the stalking, work on the base blocking, work on the fullback getting there, working the soft toss, the boot out, looking for the jab step, catch the ball, and go. All right. And when they do this, you guys are going to be acting like blockers or tacklers, and they're going to block the heck out of you, put you on your back, and have a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of cheering and going crazy. Then we go to the throwing portion. You can see that here. Okay. So the throwing portion here, Louis, fake sweep left. All right. Boot right. So again, we're doing the same thing. We're faking to the one way. Linemen are coming off blocking the same way. But now I want that receiver a little closer to the line, kind of like a Ricky formation. All right, but we're going to have that little running back run 8 yards and then out, and we're going to have that go, and then we're going to practice throwing to either one of those. Okay, I want the corner, all right, to the tight end side to come down so the fullback and tailback have someone to block. And I want the linebackers to act like they're getting fake and go the other way. So that way there's an island there. And I want that corner to sometimes come down on the receiver so that way we have to throw the deep ball. And sometimes I want that corner to go deep so we can throw a short ball. All right. And Macon, I'd like for you to move that receiver in a little bit so that way we don't get out there too fast. All right. That's what it looks like. So that's what we're preparing for. And so that's what we would be reviewing during a team install, sweep, boot, Liz, or sweep and boot, Liz sweep left, Louis fake sweep left, and boot right. And so we'll run that for 10 minutes. It'll be a great time. Great time. Have a lot of fun. So that's the offensive segment for the day. Again, take that down. We're going to review it on the board when we get to school, but use that to get in your brain housing group how we're going to do things. Well, then we're going to go to a tackling circuit, and this is going to be quick, 5-minute periods. We got to be sharp and polished, and again, working left to right. Same station areas, all right? But the coaches, the counselors, the Cavaliers, you guys are going to move. So in this case, the Bengals, all right? The Bengals are going to be lined up here to the left, and they're going to start with Naboria and Zakis. And you guys are going to do the forklift on agility bags from the linebacker stance. So we worked that yesterday, right? Now, you're going to have groups of 4 to 6. So you're not going to need every agility bag. You may need one, because you got 5 minutes. But right now, what we're working on is those kids being in that linebacker stance, and you're like, hit, and they take a step, hit, take a step. And then you can have that hand or that agility bag in front and turn to the left and have them react. And forklift, concentrate on forklift and running through. Or have them go to the right, have them forklift and run through. All right? Good stuff, right? And then if we go to tackle and fit and drive with the hand shield, all right, Caleb and Landon, you guys are literally going to put them in a fit position where I want the hand shield tight to your body. I want them lined up with their head on one side or the other. All right, that's where their head is. I want their hands in the holster, like they were going to get ready to shoot the hands and bang, 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 but they're going to forklift. And I want them to both forklift and wrap and drive you. Forklift and wrap and drive you. I want you nice and low to force their knees to be bent. That way they have to drive their hips and run and force you back. Don't need to fall over because it'll take time out of the drill, but just get them a good push. Let them get a good push. Now, Hank, Dave, and Braden, you guys are going to be working shed off the hand shield, wrap up, and roll on the agility bag. So what I looked at this being is you guys can have them locked up with their hands on the hand shield like it just came off as a defensive lineman, and their hands are on the bag where I want you to be. Now I want to work that push, pull, and rip thing that we've been working on, and then have them run through. This time, instead of the agility bag being in the forklift position, have it standing up. All right, have it standing up and have them work to the inside portion of that bag, wrap it up low, and then roll away. It's the little gator roll thing. That'll be a good time. So it's the bag, push, pull, rip, go to the stand-up agility bag held about 3 yards behind, get your head around it, and then roll it down. All right, that'll be a good time, especially if you guys demonstrate that. And you guys will be that third station working from left to right, starting with the 49ers. The Rams starting here at the last edge will be working with Macon and Lee. And from the linebacker stance, once again, wrap and drive the hand shield. So again, now we're going to have the hand shield in front of us, tight to our body. All right, maybe 1 or 2 hand shields, depending on how big your group is. Again, you have 5 minutes, and 5 minutes will be a lot of time if you have 2 stations going with 3 kids. All right, so you got one guy coaching and one guy holding the hand shield, and use one group as long as we keep moving. All right, so from the linebacker stance, hit, and move. And if you move to the right a little bit, holding that hand shield, staying square so they get a good flush piece of pad to hit, have them wrap up with their head across, rip and squeeze and drive with the hand shield. All right, and that's what it all looks like. What I look for and what we've been trying to do here this week is I've kept the tempo high. We haven't had those kids standing around a lot, like wondering what to do next or looking off into the clouds. That's a big problem sometimes with the one-on-one guys. They're easy distractible. We've kept a good pace, and I want to continue to keep that. I'm giving you guys some freedoms and know that, we need to keep a good pace during these drills because we need to keep them engaged. We need to have a thought process and a plan. And since I'm turning this over to you guys, I want to make sure that we had that thought process and plan involved. And so you can see now, over 20 minutes worth of time, 4 rotations. It's going to be quick. You guys got to be ready to roll. All right, so the Rams will then go down to, the Bengals will go to their left, do the tackle and fit with the Chiefs. All right, the Chiefs will then go to their left, and so forth, so on. So again, we have that working to our left and back around technique, okay? When we get down here to the end, all right, we're going to organize for Oklahoma's, and I want 3 stations. And so we're going to set up agility bags, separating them, right? So I want to have 2 agility bags here, 2 agility bags here, and then 2 agility bags here. All right, in there, we're going to have a hand shield on the back end side, closest away from the tree line towards the school. That agility bag or a hand shield will be held by one of our camp counselors, and I want you to hold it tight to your body. Probably should be the guys who are using the hand shields, so that way they have a feel for what it's supposed to look like. But you're going to hold that hand shield. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have defensive lineman and an offensive lineman. Now, that kid in front of the kid with the hand in front of you with the hand shield is the offensive lineman. And so I want the rest of the counselors to be there coaching the technique, making sure they're getting their stance right. Don't overcoach them, okay? At this point, they should get it or they may not, but we can't slow down a drill by trying to get their feet right. If they don't have it right now, it's okay, but just make sure the parents and I and everyone else hears you correcting them quickly, quickly, quickly. All right. And so that's why there's got to be a lot of space between each Oklahoma station. So that way coaches, you guys can be in between each. And then the other one, okay, so let's just say Hank and David are there. They're going to be hearing this kid getting off the stand. Everybody knows feet, seat, reach. They're coaching that up, getting those kids in the stance. The other side of the guy is the defensive guy. Make sure his hand's right. They're going to come off, hit each other, okay, nice and close quarters. And then behind them is a linebacker. One of their players is a linebacker, and we'll have them set up. And he should be no more than 3 yards away from the defensive lineman. So they're in that chute. Now, you as the runner with the hand shield, okay, you got to be aware of what's going on and be cognizant of safety first. You're not going to run down through the lane, but you're going to pick a side. So you're going to come down from like 3 to 5 yards back, come down, pick the left or pick the right side. So that way that linebacker come through and fit up on you. He'll fit up on you, and we're now coaching him to do what? Right? Cock the hands, forklift, wrap, and drive, right? And then meanwhile, maybe that defensive lineman comes off the block and he's able to help. All right. But there's a lot of rallying, a lot of excitement, a lot of, yay, let's go. I might invite some of the other camp counselors down from the other things so we can get a lot of hype going on with this. And we're going to run this and we're going to run it well. But again, we don't want to be superheroes. When we're doing scout team for these kids as they're running plays, we don't want to be superheroes. We become a superhero to them when they're able to put us on the ground or when they're able to score on us. All right. And that's a cool thing. And I think that you guys have already recognized that when you're able to make them smile, dude, it brings a lot of joy to your heart. All right. So this is not a chance for us to show how fast we can run. It's not a chance for us to get big and push someone on the ground. Certainly not one of them, but each other. This attention needs to go to these guys because now we're working in an area where safety becomes paramount. And we want to make sure we continue to do this in a safe manner. Then we'll organize the play with whatever time we have left over to do 4 down score, and then we finish with conditioning. So that's what it's going to look like today. And I think we've got a great plan. I know that I have the right guys in place to run this plan. I know that you guys may have some questions, but I feel like we've got a great start for an organized afternoon and a lot of fun. And so I think I've done my part, and you guys have certainly done your part in bringing the juice every day. We just have one extra day of practice time of football specific stuff to get it done. And then tomorrow it's on. All right. So I look forward to it. Love you guys. I'm proud to have you guys a part of this whole deal. You guys have done a great job. Let's keep it up, and I'll talk to you later. I'm out. Boom.